everyone, and welcome to our closet. So as you can see, our closet is a cluttered, chaotic mess. It is long overdue to be minimized, and especially now that we are looking into living in an RV, this is just not gonna do. That being said, this is a lot. So we're gonna break this down into 3 different episodes. Today we will focus on the floor. The next episode will downsize our hanging clothes. And last but not least, we will get to what is probably going to be the hardest part for me, and that is downsizing my very loved stuffies. And since we're working from the ground up, let's go ahead and get started on the floor. Closets are a weak spot in our house and are our worst catch-alls. When something doesn't have a proper spot and we have no idea where to put it, the item almost always ends up in the abyss we call our closets. As we progress forward into our minimalistic traveling lifestyle, we hope to curb our clutter habits because we will only have enough space for our necessities and the things we deem most important. My goal with our closet is to get almost everything off the floor and hopefully part with enough of my stuffies that I can set our traveling bags and spare blankets and bed sheets on the top shelf. As for my clothes, I'm really ready to get rid of tons of clothes I never wear and get down to a very basic closet of only clothing I consistently wear. Speaking of purging and getting rid of things, I thought this would be an appropriate video to give a basic explanation as to how I decide what stays and what goes. Typically, I always start with 3 piles, 4 if you include trash. A pile to keep, a pile to go, and a pile that I can't make an immediate decision on. The initial goal is to go through as much as you can as quickly as you can. Being able to see progress can be really motivating and help you keep going. If something is taking too long to make a decision on, put it in the undecided pile and come back to it later. To decide what goes and what stays, I boil it down to how much value it has in my life. I ask myself questions like, is this something I can easily part with? Like, do I actually like the item? Is this something I regularly use, or is this something I only use once in a blue moon? Or do I even use this thing at all? Was this something I bought, thought I was going to use, and just ended up getting stored away? Is this item extra for the sake of being extra? And you gotta be honest with yourself on this question, because sometimes everybody gets a little extra. If I didn't have this item, what else would I use? Does this item support or hinder my goals? Do I really need this item? You need to be absolutely honest with yourself when answering questions like this. And remember, most things can be replaced. If something comes up that you need and can see it suddenly becoming regularly used, then replace it. But I think in most cases you'll find you won't even miss the things you deemed worth getting rid of. Once you are done with your initial sort, come back to your undecided pile. This time you can really take your time deciding the value of each object. If there are some things you really just can't make a decision on, then keep them. Put them back in their spot and come back to them another day. So that was an adventure. I've got a lot of things I'm getting rid of. I got a lot of things I'm kind of up in the air about, but overall I think I did a relatively good job. I want to just take a minute to talk about a few of the things that I had going on here. First off being the plethora of blankets that we own. You think we were cold every day, which let me tell you, after doing that, I am breaking a sweat. I'm thinking about turning the AC on in my house right now. This is a lot of blankets, and although my rule typically is you can never have too many blankets, but in this case, with us trying to move to a smaller situation as in an RV so we can travel, this might need to come down a little bit, and Bam and I will have to get together later since he's not home right now and start seeing how many of these we can actually get rid of. I know there's a few blankets in here with sentimental value, so We'll come back to that maybe. We've talked about having maybe one tote each of stuff that we can't get rid of, that we don't necessarily need to look at every day, but we would like to keep. So maybe some of those could go in there. If I can, I would like to try to get it down to maybe this little bag here, that old blanket set bag. I know that there is storage under the bed in the RV, and I think that would be a perfect place just to have the extra blankets if we need them, and like I said, just to have them. So another thing that I have right here is, I used to play violin actually. So this is my old violin. I don't plan to get rid of this. In fact, I actually plan to pick it up more after we start being able to kind of mosey at our own pace and make our own schedules. Now there's a lot of clothes that I actually got rid of. There were some that were already planned to, that's why they were on the floor already. I have a few shirts that are really old and worn. They have a lot of sentimental value to me. So what I might do with the shirts is take pictures of them and ultimately toss them. I am going to work myself to that point. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet. I think for now I'm going to set them to the side. If there's room in the tote of things to put to the side and never look at, maybe, but I think ultimately I'm just gonna take pictures of them for memory's sake and be done with them. This I'm keeping for right now. This is my fanny pack. I wear it while I'm mowing the yard. I keep my phone in there, put my headset on, listen to music. You know, you gotta have a good time when you're mowing the lawn, and it's coming back around again, so I'm not ready to get rid of this. I've got this wallet that me and my friend actually had matching ones. It's got a pug on it. I don't even know if she still has hers, and it's part of the reason why I'm keeping it at the moment. I would like to part with it and realize that I'm probably the only one who has these weird sentimental attachments. But I'll probably take a picture of it and, like the shirts, ultimately get rid of it. Don't judge me, I was a nerd growing up, and I'm still kind of a nerd. I have a Naruto ninja headband. It is so cool to me, still to this day. I don't care what anyone says. I have yet to figure out where it's going to fit in my life. So for now it's not getting rid of, but I don't really know what else to do with it. So for right now it's just gonna kind of sit until we come back around to going through things. We had a lot of bags. I got rid of a lot of bags, and I've kept mostly the ones I travel with. I've got my typical luggage bags, which are all inside of each other. They have turtles on them. I've got our dog's bags, a bag that I use for like towels, maybe beach towels if we're out toward the ocean or something. And then a spare bag in case our luggage somehow overflows and needs an extra bag. I was pretty impressed because I found like a whole nother like bed set that I actually had forgotten all about. And honestly, I'm not even sure how much we really use this, because from the outside, it looks like it's in really good condition. But we've already got our typical bed set, and I actually have my spare bed set right here. I don't need this one. So ultimately, I think I'm just gonna get rid of this one. Last but not least, I did have one stuffed animal in the lower section, which is this cute little llama here. He is a later purchase in my lifetime, so I haven't grown, like, he still has his tag on him. He's cute, I do like him, but I think I know a little girl who likes llamas that I might just give this to. That might be his new home. Probably take a picture of him because I really like him. I think he's cool. I think I can part with the llama. So again, I feel like it was pretty successful. There is still a pile that has to be gone through with Bam, and like I said before, I think we're gonna get together and actually go through the blankets and try to get rid of some of them. Aside from that, I've got a lot of work to put stuff back away. So I'm gonna go do that and apparently stroke my llama, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, bye.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming.